Welcome back to the Dap It Up podcast, the place for geeks of all creeds. I'm Dray the Spectre.
This is Gunnm.
And I'm B.
And we got a show today. We're going to talk about a game that clearly doesn't exist, and then we'll wax poetic about fighting games. First, though, what's up with you, Gunnm?
Not too much. So, still on the old, what's the phrase? The old faithful laptop here. Not on the new computer yet. Unfortunately, I had to get a couple more parts. I needed thermal paste, and apparently the case that I bought didn't come with fans. So that was interesting to find out. It didn't come with fans. I know. That was my reaction. I was like, what the fuck? Why? What? Huh? But, well, I guess that's just how Leanne Lee rolls. So just buyer beware. So had to get some fans. I got them now. So building it today. So hopefully everything will be good. I'll have my computer. The ship boots up like it should. It'll be all good. Bing, bam, boom. Let's see. The Warriors won their game last night, so good mood about that. So we up 3-2. So hopefully we win our next game. Because these Kings have been pain in the fucking ass. But let's see. Other than that, I've been playing Street Fighter. So there's that. Feels like there's a lot, but those are like the most immediate things kind of coming to mind, really. So that's about it.
Nice. How about you, B?
My week has been a week. So I spent a lot of time up north. I had to miss last week's podcast. I had a close family member, my grandfather, pass. So that was hard to deal with. Of course.
Sorry to hear that.
But outside of that, things have been going well for me personally. Me and my dad have been kind of rebuilding our relationship, just spending some time together. You can fall out of touch with your parents, especially if things were hard when you were younger. It's good to reach out and not let, animosity or things like that fester in any personal relationship, honestly. So I've been doing that. And then I did happen to watch last week's episode, and apparently Gunnm is beat now. Is that what it is? Huh? Did you feel powerful? Did you feel strong when you said my name?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know he was going to call you out like that.
I almost forgot I did that.
But yeah, you guys did well.
I was like, he's here in spirit.
But yeah, that's about it for me.
All right. Me, what am I doing? I'm still watching a ton of Naruto. That's like a weekly, or not weekly, but a nightly routine for me. It's a ritual at this point. I watch about 1 to 3 episodes a night. I'm on the Chunin exam, so.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Honestly, because I've admitted to y'all, I never finished Naruto. Mm-hmm. I started Shippuden and then I fell off. But
most people.
The Chunin exams, that's like the high point for me in that first couple seasons. But other than that, working on my editing and my photography skills, just finding excuses to film stuff. Still doing videos for my main channel, and it's true what they say, the focus should be to tweak one little thing for every video you release. I've learned about 3-point lighting. I've learned about all kinds of stuff that I can understand why people go to school for, with how complex this stuff can get.
I went to school for a year. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man, other than that, that's pretty much all I got going. My display is acting weird right now. But I want to get into the games that are coming out. All right, out this week, April 24th. Let me know if any of these ring any bells. Cult of the Lamb, Relics of the Old Faith update,
Huh.
Shadows of Doubt, Transmogrify. On April 25th, we have Afterimage, Strayed Lights, and Trinity Trigger. So far, I've heard of none of these except Cult of the Lamb.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. April 26th, Desta, The Memories Between, Evil Dead the Game, Game of the Year Edition, and Honkai Star Rail, my bad. I don't like the way that one sounded. April 27th, which is today, we've got Arc Runner, Dungeon Drafters, The Last Case of Benedict Fox, Live Alive for PC, PS5, and PS4, Velocity Noodle, and Zoria, Age of Shattering. Then, lastly, on April 28th, we've got, oh my god, Jimatambe, Minabo, A Walk Through Life, Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak for PS5, Series X, PS4, and Xbox One, Nuclear Blaze, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Welcome to Goodland. Where we at with those, man?
I'm excited for Jedi Survivor. I'm downloading all 138 freaking gigabytes right now as we speak. I will be playing it at midnight. I will be streaming.
Why the fuck is
I know
that
you
game
will.
so huge? God damn.
Because did you play Fallen Order?
I have not.
Yeah, well, I understand your confusion. Then you should play
Yeah.
that. It's good.
It's
As far
a
as a
Star
Souls-like
Wars
game,
Souls
it's good.
game, bro.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
Mm-hmm. Okay, y'all ready to get into the news?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay. First, let me sit up for this one. Is this game real? Is it real?
Yes.
You know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real.
Well, if you guys have been living under a rock and don't look at Twitter or anything, well, there's this little game called Unrecorded that have been it's kind of been going viral because it's kind of one of the most realistic looking games really ever made. So this game, it's basically a body cam footage game following a police officer. I don't know too much more beyond that, like synopsis wise, but
Very timely, right?
yeah, but when you look at the game footage for it, like, because it is done in Unreal 5, like, it looks scarily realistic, like, to the point where, like, I'm like, ooh, the fuck?
I have to agree.
Like, when I first saw it, they didn't even tell me, my friends didn't even tell me that it was, like, you know, a game at first. And I was like, and then when I saw, like, a dead body, like, kind of, like, ragdoll, I was like, wait, what the fuck? Is this a game? Like, what is this? What am I looking at? I'm like, is
I
this
only
where
caught
we're
a
at?
glimpse of it. Yeah, I only caught a glimpse of it, but what I saw
wow.
alone was like, oh wow, okay.
I was like,
This what they doing?
like,
I
this
think
is where
even
we're at.
beyond just how it looked, like looking at the gunplay, like how he draws his weapon,
It's realistic.
the ejection of the powder when he fires his gun, like it's realistic.
It's
like
very
I've been to the
realistic.
range, I've seen people fire, pistols. I've
I fired
fired
one
weapons
myself.
myself.
Yeah.
And like the way handling the recoil. I mean, the animation isn't perfect yet. Obviously, this is probably still a placeholder,
still
but
early.
just the drawdown and the acoustics, man, it is really realistic. It's incredible. It's interesting to see how far we've come. Especially like I feel like that was a good showing of just what Unreal Engine 5 is capable of.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is really crazy, like graphically, like what we're able to do now. Like it's crazy, really good.
Yep. I mean, in
How
keeping with that topic of graphics, what about this ROG Ally?
So okay, so Asus has a new handheld coming out. It is called the ROG Ally. So that will be officially unveiled May 11th, where they go over the specifications and all that. But alongside this handheld coming out, AMD unveiled the chips that are going inside it. So the Z1 and the Z1 Extreme. So the benchmarks on these chips, like based on what I saw, like you know these like chip makers and stuff, like they like to kind of prop up their benchmark numbers, make it look real good. So they put it up against the Switch, and in terms of like teraflops, like in terms of like computing power, like it is incredible. Like like you're getting like 9 teraflops worth of like just computing power, which is that's pretty close to where the PS5 is right now. I think the PS5 is like what, like I don't know if you can correct me, Jordan, maybe like 14,
That's
15,
about right.
16. Like
You're in the ballpark.
it's pretty close. Like that is really close. So it's really incredible, like where we're at with mobile chips, to where like we're really close to like even like current like gen consoles, like in terms of performance. Like it's gonna be incredible what you can do on these chips. Like you can play, like the ROG Ally is like touting that you can play games on their 120 hertz refresh rate. Uh, I think it's a LED screen. I'm not sure if it's OLED or not, but it has a 120 hertz screen there that you can play games like pretty reliably at 60 frames per second, most games. So that's pretty. That's pretty impressive, because I don't think the Steam Deck for most games is it capable of doing that. So that's that's pretty impressive for a handheld. For like
Oh yeah,
modern games to play at 60 frames per second, that's pretty good.
it's almost as impressive as the Switch.
they showed they had the Switch there like on their little graph, and it was just you just had like the Z1 Extreme all the way up here, and then the Switch
Hmm.
is just all the way down here. It's like point 0.4. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Hey, hey.
Oh my God, Nintendo, please do something.
Just gotta say, I mean, at this point, your iPhone is more powerful than a Switch by a large margin. You can get more graphical fidelity from a mobile game than you can
This
from a
phone,
Switch
this
game.
phone is damn near 3 years old. This thing's more powerful. It's sad, man. What the hell,
It's
Nintendo? Please do something. When I saw
no,
that
they're
graph,
smart though.
when I
They're
saw,
like, nah, we're gonna sell our consoles for a profit too, bro. These chips cost like $5. Why wouldn't we do this?
I'm like,
Yeah.
I saw that graph and I was like, Nintendo, are you fucking kidding me? Do something.
And
But
no. Nintendo does not care about you. They don't care about YouTubers, they don't care about content creators, they don't care about anybody but the almighty dollar, my friend.
Well, you know who doesn't care about Xbox?
Sony.
The CMA.
Ugh.
oh, oh yeah. So that's a big story that broke out literally last night, and yeah, that's a big one. So basically, in a surprising move, when many analysts were expecting for the CMA to approve the deal, like it seemed like it was going in a positive direction after Xbox made all of those concessions, all those deals, like over the past like month and a half, or month and a half to 2 months. Uh, People thought, it was going good for them in the UK, and then the CMA just last night in a really, really surprising decision just decided to block the deal.
Over cloud gaming.
And their listed reason was over cloud gaming. So something that no one really expected. It was very surprising.
Well, I feel like nobody expected it because it's not a capability they're getting from this acquisition. They're not in no way is EA involved in cloud gaming or cloud streaming at all. So it doesn't even make sense.
Worth that level of scrutiny.
So cloud gaming is very much so in its very, very early stages. Like
that's nascent.
Google tried their hand at it. They decided to pull out in the market, maybe at least for now. But I really can't understand their reasoning for them to list cloud gaming as like. Don't get me wrong, like Microsoft is definitely a leader. They do have 60 to 70% of their market share in terms of that as of right now. But that's right now because it's still emerging. Like this can change heavily. Like 5 years, 7 years, 8 years from now. Like it's a new market. So
go ahead. Sorry.
So like obviously the big boys that have money to spend, they're gonna invest in it and probably have a large lion's share of the market share to start. So it doesn't make sense for them to list this as a fucking reason to block the deal. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like unless it's just really like the UK, like playing like the politics game, like they want something out of Microsoft here. So I'm not sure what the I don't know why they just went around and just did a total 180 here. It really doesn't.
What were you gonna say, Beat?
So I think that there's some money involved in this. I think Sony, there may be some foul play because the reason that they gave is not a good one. It's not even pertinent to the discussion. It's like, oh, you have cloud gaming. Well, Sony has cloud gaming. It's not great. Most cloud gaming isn't great. Cloud gaming, our internet infrastructure isn't even fast enough to really support something with no latency or incredibly low latency.
And if they want to throw cloud gaming into the ring there, like Nintendo has cloud gaming.
Yeah.
Their NSO service, like, is built around cloud gaming. Like what the hell are we talking about here? Like it just.
But I feel as though the UK specifically has overestimated their ability to bust this up, because I do believe that even if the UK rejects it, there's nothing stopping them from just walling off the UK and saying, okay, you're a big market, that's great, but this is going to be a net positive for us anyway. So yeah, we won't be merged in your country, but we're everywhere else where, the rest of the whole market has already approved it. We're just going to go ahead. And that's probably what's going to happen.
I don't think so, because the FTC is still in the middle of their decision. And I feel like they're withholding their decision to wait to see what the CMA was going to do. And now that the CMA has denied it, like other government governing bodies, like as far as like trade commissions, like around the world, like they could see this and use this as a reason, like the UK blocked it. And we're kind of iffy about it. Like, why not?
Microsoft is going to appeal the decision, so we'll
have
to wait and see.
They're looking to appeal it, but I will say this because I looked up the statistics on the appeal rate with the CMA. Only 33% have been successful.
Higher than zero
in the past 10 years.
It's also Microsoft we're dealing. Microsoft is deeply embedded in so many
Yeah.
governments. Microsoft has so many levers to pull. In America, we'll 100% approve it because at the end of the day, Microsoft is an American company. Period. Your Congress member, they know how much money that Microsoft makes for the United States. They know how reliant the United States is on Microsoft and how invested they are in their success. There's no way the FTC doesn't approve this, especially with Sony being a foreign-owned company that's been interfering with Microsoft's attempt to acquire Activision Blizzard King.
Oh, certainly. I'm sure Jim
like-
Ryan is in his executive office right now, kicked back in his fucking executive chair, just having a good ass time with his secretary over this shit.
with that perspective in mind, you know, America's been looking at Sony and getting mad. Like, we've seen our Congress members take interest in this and their attempts to block Microsoft from this acquisition. They definitely seem like they're like, well, I think that this is a violation of Japanese-American trade policy. Like, this is becoming a bigger issue. And it's like, really, Sony's going to have to back off or they're going to face some negative pressure from the government. I think that this deal, it might take a little bit longer. I think it will go through.
They're definitely going to have some ill will, especially from Activision, if this doesn't go through. But
for sure.
Oh, certainly.
But it's I definitely feel like there's an ulterior motive, like with them blocking this deal in the UK. Like they definitely want something out of them. Like, I feel like this is a politics game in the UK for some reason, and they're using this deal for it, and are targeting Microsoft specifically for some.
Well, look at Brexit. You know, the isolationist policy. The UK just really is in a weird state politically. They've gone through like 6 prime ministers in the last 2 years. Like, things are unstable and uncertain over there. So we'll have to see. Yeah, this could change. Could change tomorrow. You really don't know.
You know what won't change tomorrow?
We'll see. But
I don't know.
Gunnm's skill level at Street Fighter.
Son.
You said won't change? Man,
It won't.
Get out of here.
Well, tell me, how's the demo been going for you?
Well, demo's pretty fun. I was honestly, like, the character creator, I was honestly shocked, like, how deep they went with it. Like, you can create, it's a very intuitive character creator. Like, the most options I've seen in one that I've played anyway. Second being Xenoblade X, but you know, a long time ago since I played that. But yeah, there's a lot of customization there, so I was very, very surprised with that. And
I've seen some of those abominations people have made.
I've seen somebody make Frankie from One Piece.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can make all kinds of characters with it. So like it's really nice. But the game, World Tour, I should say itself, it really does feel like a game within a game. So I didn't go very far in it, but it's almost like, it's pretty much like you would imagine. It's almost like an RPG, like within a fighting game. It's really interesting. Like, you get quests to fight people. Like, and you have this really large city to explore and just do stuff in. Like, it's interesting. It's really interesting. Capcom really went all out with this World Tour stuff. They really did. There's a lot to do. But I mean, I didn't spend too much time on it, but it's very well explored and very well thought out. What they did with this World Tour mode, it's crazy. It's literally, like I said, it's like another game within a game. Like, I've never seen something like it, like in a fighting game. Not since I haven't seen something like this. Like, I don't want to say addictive or have like this much replay value since like Tekken Force from Tekken 3. Like, I used to play the hell out of that. Or Tekken 4 too. Yeah, it was a Tekken 4. So yeah, like it's really fun. And it doesn't feel arcadey, so that's another thing I want to say. It doesn't feel arcadey. It's definitely well thought out.
I'm gonna give it a shot this evening. Haven't had a chance yet. How about you, Pete?
I'm definitely gonna give it a try. I saw that it was on the PlayStation Store, but I've been playing other games. I haven't had time for it yet. Not a huge Street Fighter fan. I know that's probably apostasy to all the fighting game community with its frame perfect movement and perfect
they're all
combos.
saying boo, boo.
Are they? Yeah.
I wasn't until recently. I wasn't into Street Fighter until.
I've always been
I
guy.
I put him onto Street Fighter.
You didn't. You didn't put me on it.
What?
I'm not gonna lie. Your hype was slightly infectious, but the marketing is what put me on it. Yeah. You know, because at first I was like, whatever, Tekken. Tekken. That was it. You know, and I'll say you probably paid. You played a 13% role.
That's significant.
The only reason I don't play 5 is because of that launch in the beginning. I did buy it.
Oh god, yeah.
I did buy it, but it was terrible. So I didn't bother to touch it.
You playing anything else right now?
Let's see. Other than Street Fighter, the usual. I'll be streaming the usual after this too, so you guys can catch me doing that too. So, but yeah, so Resident Evil, Octopath, Overwatch.
Same old. Beat, what you playing?
I have played many games recently. I got back into Star Wars The Old Republic, I think a week ago. So I played through the content patch that came out a couple months ago for that. It was good. I enjoyed it. I picked up Dead Island 2 because I played the first one. Despite its hokiness and clunkiness, it was fun to me. I enjoyed it. So I've been enjoying my time with it. It's not I wouldn't say it's not Elden Ring. It's nothing special, but there's something to be said about 7 out of 10 games that you can turn your brain off and just, kill some zombies and have some fun.
That's a genre. A genre.
It is.
It's 7 out of 10 games.
It is. It's a genre, man.
But
Everyone's played 7 out of 10. And it's been fun. It's like I'm having just brainless, stupid fun, and that's good. The gore system is really well developed. The combat is solid. I wouldn't say it's revolutionary, but it's solid enough. And every time I boot it up, I play it for a couple hours and I turn it off, and I don't have to think about it. And
do you think the experience would be elevated if you were playing with other people?
Absolutely. I think if I was playing with other people, the experience probably would be much greater. I mean, whenever you take a game like this and you add your friends into the mix, it's always a recipe for a delightful time. Even if a game's bad, it makes a game better.
It can make a bad game okay, for sure.
Yeah, it can. Look at Army of 2.
Oh my god, right? Or Digimon World 4.
Yeah, Digimon World 4. I mean, it was fun playing with you.
Yeah, we played a lot of it back in the day. Me, upon wrapping up Disco Elysium, I jumped back into Resident Evil 4, which I am shocked I haven't beat yet. I'm still grinding away at that. Yeah, I'm in the last act. I'm in the final act, so I'm getting there. But I'm making my games last right now. Super busy, so it's my objective is to make this and Tales of Symphonia, which I admit I am still playing. Along with throwing in a little Tekken and Street Fighter. I want all that to last up till Breath of the Wild.
You know what? I need to start almost planning like what games I play. So I need to at least finish Octopath. I'm gonna try to.
Hmm.
I
You
did
got
say
time.
I was gonna try and finish it by today, but I swear, you hear me right now. I swear I will beat Octopath 2 by Square
By what date?
Enix. Before Breath of the Wild comes out. I mean, Tears of the Kingdom. You know what I meant.
Yeah.
I
All right.
swear.
And what happens if
Okay.
you don't? I'm just curious.
Oh,
I
I'll
just wanna
take
know.
care of that. Don't worry
Okay.
about it. Don't worry about it.
I
Something happen.
swear.
Something happen. I got you.
Did you ever play Undertale? You ever finish that?
Oh God.
Don't call
Yeah.
him out because you calling me out too. Because I didn't. I got, like I told you, I was halfway through it. I turned it
I
on, but
did get halfway through it too. So there
Good.
is.
well,
I did
we
play
gotta
it.
plan that stuff better, you know.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to figure out, as an aside, I wanted to figure out, since I'm like dominating y'all in the bonus rounds,
Oh my god. Yeah,
how
pretty much.
how would you reward someone for that victory? So I was like, maybe you get a certain amount of wins, you could come up with a new side quest.
Mhm.
You get a certain amount of wins, you could give us some video game homework. Because I like that idea, like how you had us play Undertale when you won. It's just, if we're going to do that, we got to give ourselves more time to actually beat the game.
I agree.
Yeah.
I gotta start actually planning out my days so I got time to just spend with all the games I play. Because now, like pretty soon, Street Fighter's gonna be in the mix with Overwatch. That's man, damn.
Hmm. Well, I mean, hey, we already talking about Street Fighter, so we might as well open up to the topic of the week, which is fighting games.
Hey,
Yeah, I know you have a lot to say. As a member of the FGC, I don't quite identify with that
former.
community in the same way you do. Former.
At least Smash.
But yes, I have a storied history, and by storied I mean I just played a lot of Tekken, a lot of Smash Bros, a lot of Soul Calibur. So, nothing fancy, nothing impressive, but I know you're Mr. I want to be the best, that no one ever was at every fighting game.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. It definitely was in Smash, at least in Brawl, but no. No, not in every fighting game. I try to get to at least there's a certain level I like to get to in every fighting game I play, and it's at least high mid level. So basically, I'd like to get good enough to where, like, if I was to fight like a Punk or I'm trying to think of other Street Fighter players. I don't really know too many. Or like a
I would name
Momochi,
drop them if I were you.
a Momochi.
Wouldn't either. You're starting. So you're writing a check, but I'm not sure you're asking cash.
Oh,
Man.
okay. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Street Fighter, like top players, they are
You want to be competent.
competent. Where
Yeah,
like
I
I
don't want to
wouldn't
see you get embarrassed.
where I wouldn't get completely bodied, but I
Yeah.
I do at least decently against like high level players.
Yeah.
So I try to get to that kind of level in the fighting games that I play, especially in Smash, which that was baby's first fighting game that I got into. Like I was well, pretty notable player in Brawl. So
Oh, don't we hear about it? Man, it is Brawl history, man. I'd go back to Brawl, man. I'd be happy to be playing Brawl.
For the rest of my life on a deserted island.
Oh my
I
god.
would. I mean, I would be content with it because I'd have Meta Knight, and Meta Knight Man,
It's
that's
broken.
that's my favorite fighting game character of all time.
Can I say something, man? I look, and this is topical, so do with this what you want. I cannot stand this man wherever he is. He's over here on my screen. I cannot stand Gunnm because you stay rubbing Meta Knight's shoulders.
Oh my god!
You stay pouring him some wine. You stay lining up the rose petals leading to the love seat, my guy. But as soon as somebody says something about Bayonetta, what happens?
Look, Bayonetta in Smash 4 was not that bad. I always tell people this. They did not want to learn the matchup. That was the problem. People were lazy.
I feel like that's true. I mean, I wasn't there, but I believe you. It's just, you acknowledge how terrible Meta Knight was.
Yes.
And then Bayonetta comes along and essentially breaks what we know Smash Bros. To be. And you can't help but defend her?
I mean, she wasn't that bad.
Look. I do not want to be... Look, man, I not to be condescending. If people leagues better than you say that she's terrible, why should I believe you?
That's true.
Because I was probably going even with some of those people.
Oh, wow. You think you wanted to
claims? He said I'm the best brawl player.
Look. All right,
I'm in the top.
All right, look. I definitely was nowhere near as good in Smash 4 as I was in Brawl, but that was pretty good.
I knew this would be a spicy one.
But I was pretty good. Bayonetta wasn't that bad. She wasn't that bad.
Hey, man.
People just didn't want to learn. People just didn't want to learn how to get out of her wish list. Like, there were ways. They just didn't want to. Now, would I say that it was hard and to a certain degree? I mean, ish. But I don't know, man.
Then why do you acknowledge that Meta Knight was broken?
Oh, because he had almost every single special move that dude had was like invincible. He was just stupid.
Let's be honest. What it is a Bayonetta bias.
There's a Bayonetta bias. I agree with you. I'm glad Balance decisions are not left to Gunnm because he would leave shit broken that he liked.
He's a tier 1 sub. A tier 1 Bayonetta sub.
He's kissing them little high heel boots, bro.
Meta Knight,
look,
you cannot defend a character where almost every single special move he had iframes on it. You can't defend that.
Wait,
I can't.
Okay. My bad, y'all. My connection messing up. Did you just say step on me, please?
That's what I heard. Tell me, mommy.
Look. Bayonetta. I don't know. People always compare Bayonetta to Brawl Meta Knight. Like, she was not worse than Brawl Meta Knight. Brawl Meta Knight had invincible moves, actual invincible moves. You couldn't do anything about, except for maybe 1 or 2 characters in the game, and that was Snake.
Let's give you that ground and say this. Well, I didn't know this was gonna turn.
Oh my god!
Let's say this.
It turned into a Smash discussion. I knew this was gonna happen. You
said it was hard, right? We've had this beat. Me and him have had this discussion.
Look. All you had to do when you were caught in Bayonetta Wish Twitch.
No. I'm not asking you that. I'm not asking asking you for your mediocre, semi-pro tips.
Oh my god.
What I'm asking you. That was rude, and I apologize.
Oh my god.
But
What I'm asking you, what I'm asking you is this: if there is a character, take all the emotion out of it.
Okay,
Take
all
your
right.
attachment to that character.
Okay.
Like, say you hated Bayonetta as a franchise. If a character is objectively OP and capable of so much more than every other character on the roster,
So Steven Smash Ultimate.
why do you have to defend it? Why can't you accept and be like, yeah, this character is OP? It's even when we have that discussion, you're like, she wasn't that bad. You don't do that for any other character in any other game.
So when it comes to balancing, here's my philosophy. If a character is really strong, just buff the other characters under though. I think that's fair. Like give, I don't know, Mario like an exploding cape or something. Like just try to prop up the other characters so that the character that's really dominant isn't so, what's the word I'm looking for? Isn't so
dominant,
yeah.
insurmountable, invincible,
Yeah.
impenetrable.
Yeah.
But bro, that's my thing. I agree with you. However, that sounds good on paper. In execution, it's not very plausible because in a game where you have 30 plus characters, how are you gonna buff all 30 of those characters individually?
I mean, just in development resources alone, it'd be much easier to just nerf them.
Right. Let's not even talk about power creep. Let's talk about how much work that would be.
Tons.
That's true.
I gotta redesign movesets, I gotta animate, I gotta do all kinds of things depending on the character.
Yeah, you're right.
Look, I'm with you, bro. Bayonetta is a dime. I just think you defend her too heavily.
This man's got his. You don't see this man's white armor, bro? He a whole knight, bro.
Oh my god,
right? He a whole knight, dog.
Bayonetta had a whole counter in the game. His name was Cloud. He had a big ass sword. Use him.
So then everybody should use Cloud.
Yeah, just play Cloud. You know, that's all I'm hearing. That's your advice is play Cloud? Come on, man.
Everyone that played
everybody wants to play Cloud.
Everyone that played Smash 4 had a pocket Cloud because they played doubles anyway, so just use them.
Man, this is the same problem with the Pokemon meta. But we spent too much time on Bayonetta.
We did! Let's move to ArcSys, bro. What about something I like to? I like to play ArcSys games, dog. I'm a weeb. I need my fighting characters to be anime.
So Guilty Gear?
I loved it. Yeah, it was. It was ArcSys. I loved Persona 4 Arena. It was great. I played Akihiko.
Me too. Yeah. And Kanji. I played Kanji too. Kanji too. He was kind of a grappler.
Oh. You play any
command grab?
You play any Guilty Gear?
Never, not me.
No, I played Guilty Gear for the DS, but I think that's the limit of my exposure to Guilty Gear. Not that I'm opposed to Guilty Gear, so I think those are great games. I've had an opportunity to like demo it a couple times, but you know, I like playing I like Fighters. Fighters is my favorite ArcSys game.
Fighters, yes, yes, I played.
I think that game is great.
I played Guilty Gear that one time at the arcade.
Yeah.
With you, Gunnm, and another one of our friends. But Beat. This is not inflammatory, but Beat likes fighting games that feel like punchy. Like button is pressed, did a thing.
Yeah.
Arcadey, you know.
Mm-hmm. I can't. That's why I don't have the patience for Street Fighter. You have to hit the inputs a certain type of way for everything. The timing has to be almost perfect to get anything off. I remember the first time I tried to play Street Fighter, I'm like, how do you combo? You do get used to it, but how do you combo, bro? This is hard.
It's beautiful. I love it. I love it.
I mean, it is the granddaddy of fighting games. Don't get me wrong. I would say that Street Fighter technically is the most technically, specialized fighting game that there is. I think it's great. There's a great history behind it. The fighting game community owes so much to it, but it will never be for me.
I get that.
Oh
I
man,
get that. I used to feel that way.
when you're hitting like Chun-Li tornado kits into her spinning bird kits, oh, just feels beautiful.
I'll never be able to do that.
When you're doing all of that in practice mode, right?
Yeah.
Look, I can do that in practice too. Well, in a game too.
I did the combat trials. I'm good. I need receipts.
Any game where I have to basically take a PhD level course in frame data, it's not a game I'm gonna play.
You don't have to do all that. You just got to be able to.
You don't have to do all that if you want to be good at the game. You do, because everybody else who's good at the game is doing it.
Even to be like mid-level in Street Fighter, you need to dedicate time to it, man.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, look at you. As much as you play at Gunnm, like I be giving you crap, but you know you're good at Street Fighter. You didn't do that overnight. You didn't jump from Smash Bros.
I played Street Fighter 4, so I did start with that. But the only reason I haven't been playing it for years was, like I said, Street Fighter 5 launch was, that turned me off. And I didn't. It
turned a lot of people off. There was a ton of controversy at the time. People were really upset with how that game launched and their monetization model. It was
they fired the original director.
I would have too. Get out of here, bro. You're ruining our franchise.
Yeah.
It was better. There's easier, better, and less community aggressive ways to make money.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say are your most anticipated fighters? You already know mine is Tekken.
Dragon Ball Z Tenkaichi 4, bro.
Honestly, I want to see like some exhibition matches in Tekken 8 and really see like what that game looks like in action.
There's a lot of them.
There are? I haven't seen them.
There's dozens. Yeah, look it up.
I haven't been looking then because from what Eris was saying, because I trust his opinion on Tekken more than almost anyone. He was saying like that game just feels so fast paced. It just feels good. And if Eris doesn't mince words, he's blown his hell. So if he's saying that, like, yeah, he means it. So I guess I will. So I'll definitely be doing that after this, like at some point, because I've been hearing a lot of good stuff from top level Tekken players and people that have gotten their hands on it early. So really, it's a toss up between Tekken 8 and Street Fighter 6.
Don't do that. Pick one.
Man, I don't know.
Sit on that fence.
Man, I mean, Street Fighter 6, I've seen plenty of gameplay for that, so I gotta go with that, I guess, for now. So I'd say Street Fighter 6. But obviously, my first love will always be Tekken.
Smash Bros. Oh.
As a fighting game. Well, more traditional fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, fighting games as a whole, yeah, Smash, sure.
All right.
I just try to back away from it now.
Look forward to the next Smash Bros. Game. Let's get into our side quest, which is a continuation of what we did last week. So, I already feel beat in, but for anybody watching, last week, we had to say some nice things about a media product that we hate. I hate Life is Strange. I don't hate it the same way a lot of more passionate, politically driven people do, but I hate it for numerous reasons.
It's garbage.
Yeah. Gunnm hates Bravely Default 2.
With a passion.
So I gave us a little... Yeah, with a passion. I gave us a little homework assignment. And we have to write a glowing review through the power of positivity about the topic in question. So, Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
Well, sure. Well, Bravely Default 2 is a very competently developed turn-based JRPG from the ground up. At least when the characters aren't speaking. So the gameplay itself, it's very intuitive. It's very in depth, and there's a lot of job combinations and just things that you can do in this game, like versus what I've seen in previous entries. It's a very it very much so calls back to those old school like RPGs with job systems, especially like the 90s ones, but it's a very it's a very like in-depth RPG, very deep in its mechanics, and I can't, man. The story's terrible. Just this game just sucks ass. I can't.
So I can't even say anything.
Saved it to the end.
It's a piece of shit.
Oh my god.
That game sucks ass. I'm pissed off.
I feel like if you break down mid review when you're doing a glowing review, you lose. I feel like that's a losing condition.
Well,
right?
at least it's not a bonus round. It's just a side quest. But
still,
I'm pissed as fuck that I spent $60 on that shit.
All right, well I'll go now.
Okay.
So you can recover.
I'm excited. All
right. What can I say about Life is Strange? That it falls into a head-first dive full of the angsty melodrama of a white teen? That it has a story? That it is, in fact, a video game? Life is Strange is the above and more. The series transcends the medium in a way other titles only dream to. It's defied my expectations like no game before it. Life is Strange is an experience. Its overinflated caricatures of what I presume to be actual people lend a level of representation to the story that only the apex of the entertainment industry could hope to encapsulate. I leave you with this. When I played Life is Strange, I felt every bit like an emotionally abused teenager.
Yeah. Nice.
That's beautiful. Well done. What a great review for a really tremendous game. I bet I would have cringed every time. I love how you acknowledge the existence of all the elements, but you did not say anything else about them. They exist. They are present.
Hey, real talk. Love to everyone. And people who stand by that game, I love that you love it.
Me too.
I gotta be authentic. I gotta be honest, bro.
Yeah, but anyone that likes Bravely Default 2, all I gotta say is, why?
Why? What makes Bravely Default 2 special to you? Comment down below if you love these games. If you love Life is Strange, I mean, play a Telltale game. You won't love it anymore because they're way better.
Hey, look, but really,
if you love it, tell us
why we're wrong. I always encourage that. Tell me why I am wrong.
You know what? I take it back. I know why you like Bravely Default 2, people. I mean, it's obviously the gameplay because it couldn't be the story. It's impossible. I'm sorry.
And
I'm serious.
This week, man, we got a nice little bonus round to tie things out. We didn't do one last week, I don't believe, right? Yeah, we didn't because we didn't want anyone to get like further ahead in your absence. I mean, granted, It would have been a good deal for Gunnm because he has 0 on the board right now.
True.
So he could have at least tied with you. But he's a good sport. I like that. You know? He didn't want to take advantage.
Respect
We got
and
a
honor,
simple
brother.
one this week. Yep. Much respect. We got a simple one this week. Guess the score. So, of course, Metacritic is the resource we use for this. I'm going to say 3 games with a potential tiebreaker at the end. We all have to try to guess the overall critic score on that game. Or is the overall a composite of critics and user? Or is it 2 separate?
I think it's separate.
Okay,
User
so but the
scores.
overall is usually
Yeah.
critics, right?
Yeah,
Okay, yep. So the critic score. Y'all ready?
I'm ready.
We're gonna look these up as we go. So if either one of you want to get on the keyboard and
I
handle
got
that,
it. I'll take it. I did it last time.
dope. Our resident fact checker. Okay, first I want you. Of course, don't cheat. You know, guess
I'm not
first.
cheating. I'm not touching anything.
You wouldn't. I know. Metal Gear Solid 4. I'm guessing 89.
85.
9.
Huh?
So
90.
90. Yeah.
90?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let me look it up then. Metal Gear Solid 4. $94. Wow.
Yeah. I figured,
Okay,
Oh,
got
God.
him.
I
You took the
figured it was in
point.
the
Yeah, that's-
90s.
I did not think the game was that good. Honestly,
He
when I
beat me
played
by
it.
1. Well, see, that was my logic behind saying
Yeah.
89 because I remember a lot of complaints about the cutscenes being long.
It was a
They
movie. It was
were.
not a game.
Yeah, exactly. It was an experience, much like Life
was.
is Strange. So next, we got Nintendogs. I'm guessing 84.
85.
84 might be high, and 85, but we'll see.
I don't think so. Nintendogs was immensely popular.
That's true.
Got him?
80.
80.
Okay.
Why do I feel like his is the most?
What was the name of the original Nintendogs?
um,
Because they've rated every single iteration of it.
do Labrador and Friends or whichever.
It was 83.
83.
You get it.
I guess 84.
Yeah, you get it. That's your point.
Okay. Dope.
Mm.
Ratchet Deadlocked. I'm guessing 79.
75.
Dang.
85.
Dang.
$81.
I guess 79.
So you got that one too.
Oh my goodness.
You're on a roll, man.
Oh. I won again. Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
I'm getting tired of winning, honestly.
One of these days.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good position to be in where it's like, man, I'm so tired of winning all the time. What's going on?
We gotta figure this out. So what should we come up with a punishment system, a reward system?
I liked your idea of giving homework. We'll have like well, if it shouldn't be every time. So I think the first
Right.
first podcast we do of the month, when you win that bonus round, you can assign a game that has to be finished by the end of the month.
How about I meet you halfway with that?
Okay.
Instead of the first podcast of the month, we do it in 5 podcast increments.
Okay.
So whatever your score is, if you're in the lead after 5 podcasts, then you pick one. Because there's going to be
good.
like 4 in a month
Yeah.
on average. All right, hey, there we go. So what we on? 15?
Yeah.
It's episode 15.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have some homework for y'all. I'm gonna have some homework. You know what? Actually, let's just reset the score. What we'll do
Okay.
is 16 through 20. By the time we get to 20, whoever's in the lead gets to decide what everybody else is gonna play that month.
Okay.
All right. Dope. Well, that's a wrap. Where y'all at?
Well, y'all know where I'm at. Twitch. So, Gunnm21, twitch.tv. Let's see, YouTube, Gunnm921. I will very soon have content on there once this computer's built. Thankfully, that's happening today. Twitter, at Top Creator, and Tumblr, Gunnm.tumblr.com. Finally remembered that fourth one I was forgetting, like those past few podcasts. Got too many.
Beat.
You can find me tonight specifically on the Beneficent Beat on Twitch.tv. I also will be mirroring the stream to YouTube at Beatdown. So I look forward to hopefully having anybody who watched this come watch me play Jedi Survivor. I'm a huge fan and vastly enjoyed the first one, and I'm looking forward to the second because apparently it's been described as the Arkham City to,
Really?
Yeah,
I
it's
heard
the
that.
Arkham. It's the Arkham City of this franchise. It is a more successful sequel in every way you can imagine.
I heard it
that's
was
a lot
better.
for me. That's a lot for
Yeah,
me.
I love that game, bro. So enjoy, man. Enjoy.
I will.
You can find me at Goals in Fitness on YouTube. Goals in Fitness on Instagram as well, and Dray the Spectre on pretty much everything else. And that was a Dap It Up podcast. Bayonetta is overpowered.
Bayonetta is overpowered.
And also remember, Bravely Default 2 sucks ass. And Bayonetta did nothing wrong. All right, see ya. That's a podcast. Bye. Peace.